There's a bite.
There he is. They
Got him.
Is it a big
We'll
one?
see what it was. No, this is not very big. It's pretty small. It's pretty small, but it's the first fish of the day. It wasn't near as heavy as that one I just lost. It's a sauger.
Hot dog, they in
I'm
here.
fishing today below the Lake Guntersville Dam on the Tennessee River. And this is too small, I know, because I know they got to be 15 inches long, and he's way too small, right? 15 inches?
Yeah, they got to be.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I could tell that was little when he was biting.
We get you some.
I got some needle nose laying there. I'm fishing with Richard Jean, the fishing machine. We fished with Richard quite a bit in the past. It's been a 2 or 3 years. He's a wild man. He's just a wild man. He's kind of like me, a wild man. He's got an incredible YouTube channel, by the way, called Richard Jean, the fishing machine. And if you're not subscribed to that channel, make sure you're subscribed. Now, we're going to catch them. That's going to be bait right there. Besides, we're going to catch. We're going to catch a lot of good fish today. We're actually starting out using live bait. We're going to switch some scroungers with some lucky Coffee Magic jigs, maybe some little lucky swims on it. But we're going to start out to try to put some fish in the boat or in the rod with live bait.
That's right.
And I'm going to fetch me one.
We're going to catch them today.
There he is.
There he is.
Another small one. That first one I had hooked was a bigger fish.
Uh-huh.
See what this little critter is. We're going to catch a lot of different species, I think.
Yeah.
With live bait. That's another little sauger.
Little sauger.
Not large enough.
You're catching fish, though.
We're catching fish.
I guarantee you you'll catch some big ones before it's over.
I promise.
Let me get you a minute, Jimmy.
Oh, something just jerked your rod in.
Did it? Yeah.
I figured he'd go, oh my God.
That ain't too smart doing that. I want to see you catch one of them old big old saugers. You talking about strong now.
That first one I had hooked was a pretty decent.
That was probably a bigger fish.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it in my mind.
And last year there was some walleye caught up to 6 pounds.
Wow.
Here, so that'd oh man, I hope. There he is. There's the fish.
There you found one.
That fish hit it on the fall.
He's pulling a little bit better too.
A little bit. Pretty good
Oh
bass.
yeah, bass.
Little large
A
jack.
largemouth bass. Yeah, largemouth bass.
Oh, folks, I tell you what, with this white line, it ain't easy.
He's a pretty nice little fish.
He's a chunk.
Nothing wrong with him.
What's wrong with my Johnny Morris?
I knew we was gonna catch more than just one species of fish here, and I promise you, I will catch some spots.
Well, there's some big spots.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And they got your name all over them.
I probably caught some of them.
You probably did. That's a pretty good largemouth. I'm gonna have to lip him. Quit.
Oh, I lost him.
You don't do that. You're being mean. That's enough. That's enough. That's
Boy, it don't
enough.
take long to get a bite with that bait.
No. Oh. All right.
Nice largemouth.
That's a pretty good fish.
Good chunk. Good chunk.
Healthy, we'll let him go. Let's get him back.
That's a nice one right there.
That's a nice fish on light tackle.
Yes, sir.
Let's let him go.
I'm gonna put me a scrounger on. Try a scrounger here too in a minute.
Oh yeah.
But I'm gonna go ahead and catch a few on these minnows because I'm gonna get the edge off.
Get the edge. Go.
Get the edge off here. Catch a few fish.
Let me get that out.
Boy, it don't take long to get a bite.
No.
I'm telling you for a fact. It does not take long to get a bite.
I know a bunch of holes like this. Not just here, all over. Another fish. Now this is a sauger. I felt them head shakes. All right, folks, let's flip him in. We're catching them.
A little bit bigger. I think it might be 15 inches.
That one's close.
Got a
Close to
little
being
one
a
nibbling
keeper.
on me.
But we'll let him go. I really don't like them. I like them around 18 inches.
There you go. I'll go for that.
They're a little small at 15, but that's a Tennessee River fish. Let's let him go. Whoa. Battery run out. Perfect. I done been catching fish. Let me put another battery in. That was perfect.
Golly, I missed him. I need to give him a little more time.
About 4 seconds.
Yeah, I need to give him a little more time. I don't want him to swallow it, but
No, they won't.
but
4 seconds, and then you'll get them most every time. That's what, even on them bluffs, I'll give them about 4 seconds with them thread fins. And yeah, there's no telling how many's in there. Crappie comes in here too sometimes. Big old crappie. There he is.
you got a bite on that jig. I ain't had a bite on this one yet.
Now that's a sauger. That's a good sauger too. And tail or a walleye. Come on up here, boy.
Do you have that tipped with a minute or just a jig?
No, it's not even necessary. Just a jig. That jig right there, you don't even need a minute.
Yeah.
Oh. I want y'all to look right there, folks. Here, let me hold it close to the camera. Tennessee River sauger. Okay. Vertical jigging. They ain't nothing to it. Now, I'm going to tell you, fishing is a sport. Well, it's second to none. Let's let him go.
There's just an awful lot of fish down there.
Packed.
Getting one that decides to take a bite of it.
I imagine there's a lot of shad down there with them, too.
There's a lot of shad down there. Look at all the fish.
Yeah, it's like that all winter.
I mean, lots of fish.
And it switches and changes a lot. I come in here with some big golden shiners on one video. Of course, bigger tackle than this, a lot bigger. And caught some big bass. I mean,
Yeah,
they was all up in this corner.
that's a sauger.
That's a big one, too. Well,
nice
a
one.
good eating size.
Now I got on my scrounger there. I've got that tied directly to the braid. I don't even have a leader on it. That's tied directly to the braid.
It's not necessary.
And that's 20-pound braid. That 20-pound braid, which is like a 6-pound diameter.
Uh-huh.
So you want to keep it sauger or throw him back?
I don't want it.
Okay.
But thank you.
All right.
We're going to let them, we're going to give them a chance.
I didn't know. It's their lucky day.
It's their lucky
They
day.
got the right people fishing for them.
That's right. If Mama Sue didn't have
Those are good eating right there, though, I promise you.
they're delicious.
The sauger are really, really good to eat.
They're almost better than crappie.
They're about the same.
That's right.
They're
not-
about the same. About the same as walleye, about the same as small bass, like 10, 12-inch bass.
Yep, we used to eat them a lot when we was kids.
Well, you know, sometimes you're in some of these lakes, it's good to take the little bass out. It's the same with crappie. Take 10, 11-inch crappie out, turn back 2-pounders.
That's
Catch
right.
them again someday. That's what I believe in doing.
Well, all the fish.
Well, you know, you and I have
biologists-
crappie fish. You know, I like to throw the big ones back, keep the smaller ones eat.
Yep. Yeah, the fishery biologists all tell you that.
But everybody wants to take the big ones and fillet them.
They do.
The little ones are better eating, and plus the fact that it's better for the lakes.
Wintertime. Oh, there he is.
Just kept jigging until he got mad and come over and bit it.
That's what's going on, Jimmy. Them nipping bites.
Yep.
That's a yellow bass.
Little yellow bass. Look like a white bass, but they don't get big. They don't get very big.
And he's got a minnow in his mouth. One of yours.
What are
That's
yours?
a shiner.
What are yours? That sure is.
What about that?
That's those that's doing that little nipping down there, probably.
Yeah. That was a shiner.
There's one on that scrounger.
There he is.
Another one of them little sauger, I believe. Yep. Come here, sauger. Those little guys are kind of hard to catch, honestly.
They are hard to catch. Yeah, they
Yeah,
are.
they are honestly kind of hard to come by. Yep, that's the first crappie. I thought it was small, you know, because it wasn't fighting us. That's really right there about the best eating size crappie.
Yeah. That's a black crappie.
That's about the best eating size crappie. Totally legal, not a real big one, not a real small one. That's about the best eating size crappie.
You're right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's the way to do it. Jimmy, let me get you another minute.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I laid my scrounger down. I caught a couple, 2 or 3 on that scrounger, but I laid it down and went to a big old minute to see what might happen. Because the bite's pretty tough.
Yeah,
It's getting colder. The wind's picking up. And so I just got to kind of go, you know, let me ask you a question.
Uh-huh.
I've heard a lot of people say, and I've kind of said it too, and I use it all the time, that a live scope is cheating. Is a minnow cheating? About the same difference now.
A live scope's not cheating,
I'm talking about a live bait,
Yeah.
period, really.
Yeah.
I mean, live bait, period.
Well,
That's
we
just the
all-
best way to catch them is live
A
bait.
good fisherman knows that just because you can see them don't mean that they're going to bite.
That's exactly right. We can see a bunch of them on that scope. Look at that scope right there. How many fish are in there?
I mean, there's a lot of fish down there.
Now,
They're not
a lot of those are fish we'd like to catch too, and a lot of them are bait,
right.
bluegill. I don't really see any shad unless there's some big shad. Most of those look like bluegill. Probably some of those yellow perch, but a lot of the fish we're wanting to catch are really laying on the bottom.
That drag's too loose.
Yeah, it's pretty loose.
No, you got you a sauger.
Sauger. Yeah, that drag's pretty loose.
Well, Jimmy, you're catching them. You're on fire, man. The best thing I can do is just get you another minnow, you know?
That's an eating size sauger there. They got to be 15 inches, and that is 2 beautiful, tasty fillets. Look at that big old fin on the back of them things. They're beautiful fish.
Yeah, they are.
They are beautiful fish. I got too many.
That's okay.
It went down there. I had 2 instead of 1.
Oh, that's a little bitty one. He went up under there or something.
Right there's how we're hooking those minnows, right through the lower lip and the top lip. That's exactly what you do. Got a little split shot up above it. Actually, Richard's got a little rig right here.
Yeah.
He's got a little sliding weight,
It's really
a little barrel weight, a little swivel, little barrel swivel, and just a little leader. Sort of a
Carolina
pre-rig
rig.
deal. He puts that little barrel swivel on there, ties that little leader, and
I do that to keep the line twist from happening because in here it's kind of turbulent.
yeah.
I've tried it with a split shot and it just don't work too good in here.
Better with that barrel swivel, it slides up and down.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Hey, he's got
You got them sauger figured out.
You got it.
Just got to give them a little time. You got to give them a little time. I didn't tighten that drag up. I need to tighten it just a little bit. Give them a little time. Richard G, the fishing machine, on the sauger hole.
On the sauger
On
hole.
the sauger hole.
I want to see you catch a big one, if they are a big one in there. We'll find out.
I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. We're going to try a couple other things up here that we might not catch any fish on. But I actually led a BASS tournament one time here. And it was years ago. I don't know how many years ago. You know, I started fishing BASS. The year it started in 1968, I fished the full tournament circuit for a lot of years. That started in 1975. But I got everything in my life jacket. You have to wear a life jacket up here, by the way. But I had a bunch of fish found down in the lake on some flats around isolated stumps, and you had to see the stumps. The best stumps were one you could just barely see under the water. Some of them that was above the water you catch a fish on too. And I was catching them, bumping those stumps with a spinnerbait, and it came a big rain, about 7 or 8 inch rain. The lake come up 10 or 12 foot, and so I knew that my pattern was just shot. So the first day of the tournament, I knew that one of the things you could count on when the water rises is if you get on steeper banks, the fish have got less distance to move distance-wise to be satisfied and happy. And the very best thing is straight up down walls, which is what we got here. So if the water comes up 10 foot, if that fish wants to be 7 or 8 foot deep, he just moves up and be 7 or 8 foot deep. He doesn't have to swim anywhere but up and down, and down, up and down. And so I came up here, and I was paralleling these walls with a red man spinnerbait, paralleling these walls and catching big spots. And I caught, I don't know, 18, 19 pound stringer spots that day. And I led the tournament. I didn't end up winning. I ended up getting really high. because somebody found out I was up here. By the third day of the tournament, I had 15 or 20 boats trying to help me catch them. And if I'd have had it all first day until about the last hour, I had it all to myself. Yeah. And another boat come up here and saw me, and I think he told some of his buddies, and they told some of their buddies, and pretty soon I had a crowd of people up here, and we just run out of fish.
What a great morning that was, fishing with Richard Jean, the fishing machine. You know, Richard Jean's got a great YouTube channel. You know, I was down there in Alabama this week, and I got to fish with Richard Jean, the fishing machine. Also got to fish with Rocky Drake from Rocky Drake Outdoors. Rocky Drake had a great hunting show, and he's got a great YouTube channel right now. Both those boys have great YouTube channels. Richard Jean, the fishing machine, and Rocky Drake Outdoors, and both of them do a lot of fishing with live bait. Now, Rocky fishes with live bait. He's like the live bait king. Him and Ronnie are just the live bait kings down there. And Richard Jean fishes with live bait quite a bit, and we were tipping our crappie magic baits and tipping our scroungers with live minnow, and we get a bite just almost as soon as you get it down there at the bottom. One of the things about fishing below a dam this time of the year, there's a lot of fish there. There's always a lot of fish there, and it doesn't matter making them bite or not making them bite. You can't make them bite on your regular crappie magic jigs or whatever you're fishing with. You can always tip them with live bait. Now that morning was cut short. We were planning on fishing all day. We'd have probably been there till dark, but we had a little malfunction in our trolling motor. If you've got your trolling motor on spot lock below those dams, which you need to watch out for this right here, just a little tip. Your GPS cannot get great reception because there's big concrete walls that's all around you, and it blocks off your reception. And we had a trolling motor on spot lock, and all of a sudden it just went to real high speed, which is really powerful. We got a power pole move, real high speed, and it crashed into the end of the wall, in the concrete wall. It's kind of like, what did the fish say when he ran into the concrete wall? Damn, that's exactly what we did. I think it might have been what somebody said too. I'm not real sure. But anyway, we broke our right height bracket on our trolling motor. Right height bracket actually saved the trolling motor from a lot of damage, but we couldn't get the trolling motor going after that, and so we were just kind of we were just out of function there for a while, and we were not able to fish, but really a couple 2 or 3 hours. We've been able to fish all day. We'd have really caught a lot of fish. We did well as it was, but if you have a chance to go fishing in the wintertime below a dam, make sure you have your life jackets on. You notice we had life jackets on there. That is a law there in Alabama. If you're fishing below the dam, you have to have it on. But make sure that you have life jacket on, fish down below the dams, and be careful when you have your spot lock on. Guys and girls, have you a great one out there. Fish lucky, and remember, I sure do love you.